Year 1929. In the silent archives of Istanbul's Topkapi Palace, a group of scholars brushed dust from forgotten shelves. They expected the ordinary. They uncovered something that seemed impossible. A fragment of parchment, dated 1513. A map. Not just an old map, a map that shouldn't exist. Why? Because this Ottoman chart, signed by an admiral named Piri Reis, defied centuries of accepted history, exploration, and everything we thought we knew about the past of humankind. Part 1. What it is and where it came from. Meet Admiral Haji Ahmed Muhyiddin Piri, better known as Piri Reis. Not a mere draftsman, but a corsair, a geographer, a strategist, and eventually a high admiral of the mighty Ottoman Empire at its 16th century peak. In 1513, Piri Reis compiled his famous world map, a work of such accuracy that it astonishes historians even today. It depicts Europe, North Africa, and the coast of Brazil with precision far ahead of its time. But its real intrigue lies in the marginal notes. Piri Reis wrote that his chart was based on about 20 earlier sources: an Arab map of India, several Portuguese charts, and, astonishingly, one drawn by Christopher Columbus himself. Think about that. The original map of Columbus, believed forever lost, referenced by an Ottoman admiral just 21 years after the discovery of the Americas. That alone makes this parchment one of the earliest surviving detailed representations of the New World created by a non-European. Part 2. The science of impossible precision. At first glance, the Piri Reis map looks like a classic portolan chart, a Renaissance navigation tool marked by radiating compass lines. But beneath its artistry hides a deeper enigma. Question 1. The Brazilian coast. The coastline is drawn with remarkable detail. Certain points, like the Rio de la Plata, appear with accuracy supposedly unattainable until Portuguese expeditions years later. How did Piri Reis gain access to such updated, guarded information? Question 2. Longitude. In the 16th century, no navigator could calculate east-west position precisely. Maritime chronometers were still centuries away. And yet, the proportional accuracy of Piri Reis's work seems far beyond what dead reckoning could deliver. Most modern historians agree the answer isn't secret technology, but brilliant compilation. He merged recent Portuguese portolans, Arabic charts, and coastal reports into a single synthesis. A map made not from measurement, but from mastery of sources. Before turning south to that mysterious coastline, there's another detail often overlooked: the mathematics hidden in the Piri Reis map itself. Cartographers studying the parchment discovered that its network of compass roses and rhumblines follows the geometry of the portolan grid used by Renaissance sailors. This grid wasn't based on latitude or longitude as we know them, but on hundreds of bearings and distances recorded during real voyages. Each pilot described coastlines through direction and distance, fragments of geometry gathered from experience. When Piri Reis combined those fragments, the results simulated surprising accuracy across continents, an early form of data fusion centuries before the term existed. Modern analysis by scholars at Istanbul University shows several points on the map within half a degree of their true latitude. Extraordinary for 1513. Rather than mystery, this reveals genius. The world's first collaborative cartographic project. Knowledge merged from sailors of 3 civilizations. And yet, even with that understanding, one region still refuses to fit the logic of known sources: the vast, curved landmass stretching beyond South America. That is where the map crosses from remarkable science into enduring mystery. One feature continues to ignite debate. Look to the southern edge. The continent of South America bends sharply eastward, and beneath it appears another mass of land, a land that looks eerily like Antarctica, 3 centuries before its official discovery. Part 3. The Great Enigma of the South. In the 1960s, Professor Charles Hapgood revived the controversy. He proposed that this southern landmass was not a guess or distortion, but the Antarctic continent, shown without ice. He cited a letter from Colonel Harold Ohlmeyer of the U.S. Air Force, noting a remarkable correspondence between the map's outlines and seismic profiles of the Queen Maud Coast collected in 1949. The suggestion was electrifying, that Piri Reis had somehow used ancient sources depicting Antarctica's coastline before it froze. But here science pushes back. Geologists know the Antarctic ice sheet has covered the continent for millions of years, long before Homo sapiens existed. No ancient civilization could have seen it ice-free. Modern cartographers offer a far simpler explanation. The southern extension is a distorted continuation of South America, or a stylized version of the Terra Australis Incognita, a hypothetical balancing continent often drawn by Renaissance mapmakers to complete the globe. Piri Reis wasn't exploring, he was compiling. His goal was to combine every source available, even when shapes overlapped or space on the parchment ran out. That creative compression birthed the illusion of a hidden Antarctica. Part 4. Science, Myth, and the Real Legacy. The allure of the Piri Reis Map endures because it mirrors both our imagination and our ignorance. It challenges our desire to see lost technologies behind every mystery. Yet the truth, though less mystical, is far more impressive. This chart was drawn by a man living in a world still stitching itself together. A world where knowledge from Lisbon, Cairo, and Istanbul met on the same page. It captures the fusion of European and Islamic navigation traditions at the dawn of the modern age. The map's imperfections, missing islands, distorted America, are not proof of an ancient super-civilization. They are fingerprints of human effort, of a geographer pushing the limits of what his time could know. And that, perhaps, is why it fascinates us still. Because the Piri Reis Map is not a relic of a forgotten technology, but a mirror of human curiosity, of our constant urge to chart the unknown. 5 centuries later, that small fragment of parchment remains one of history's most mysterious artifacts. Not because it rewrites time, but because it reveals how far human imagination can reach with limited tools. The map that shouldn't exist exists precisely because one man dared to draw beyond the edge of the known world. If you enjoyed this journey through the cartographic mysteries of the past, leave a like, subscribe, and join us next time for another story that proves reality is always stranger than fiction. Veil Origins. Impossible Truths.